Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on another video of mine. As always, it is very much appreciated. If you're new here, hi there and welcome. My name is Rosie. I love doing natural hair videos. My returning queens, thank you so much for joining me once again. So for today's video, I wanted to just talk a little bit more about my natural hair journey, just provide you with more information in regards to how I started. This month, February, is a very special month for me because I am officially 8 years natural. So it's been 8 years since I started my natural hair journey. I can't even believe I'm saying that. I can't believe that it's been 8 years. I just feel like the last 8 years honestly have flown by. But yes, it's been 8 years since I started my natural hair journey. I don't have any regrets. I'm so glad that I went natural, and I just wanted to just provide you more insight in regards to how I started my natural hair journey, what were some of my struggles, my challenges, and just overall my experience transitioning to natural. So that'll be today's video. Before we get started, please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. Please make sure you hit that notification bell. That way you're always alerted when I post a new video. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So I decided to embark in my natural hair journey back in February of 2017. Now, prior to that, I have always relaxed my hair. So, I started relaxing my hair as a preteen into my 20s, and I would say like my mid 20s and into my 30s, I would do like the keratin treatment. So I was always a relaxed girly, but I would say that over the years, I just saw a lot of damage with my hair. Before going natural, my hair, I didn't really take care of it properly, not the way that I take care of my hair now. I just always wore my hair straight. I would go to the salon once, sometimes twice a week, just depending on what I had going on. And, I would do the blowout and, wear my hair straight throughout the week and then put it in a little, ponytail. But overall, that was just how I wore my hair. I never really deep conditioned. Can't believe I'm saying that. Never really deep condition. I was just very focused on, having my hair straight, making sure that it was long. But, I hated doing trims. I avoided trims at all costs. But I would say overall, throughout the years, my hair was just severely damaged from the constant heat. And, I would go to the salon to, get a blowout, and they would use the flat iron, and literally the following day I had a flat iron at my house, and I would add more heat throughout the week. So I was really damaging my hair. And I think I would say in 2016, that's when I was really noticing just how much damage my hair, just how much damage I've put in my hair. And I don't know. I didn't really like how I looked. I didn't really like how my hair was looking. It did get long. It did reach a point where my hair was long, but even though it was long, you can still see the damage. My hair was just very see-through. You can see all the split ends, and it was just kind of going up. And I don't know. I had reached a point where I was just, I was just tired of it. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then I feel like during that time in mid 2016 is when I was seeing the natural hair movement. I mean, I know it started prior to that, but that's really when I was seeing it, especially on YouTube. And I was seeing a lot of women that were sharing their natural hair journey, and they were sharing how they were able to, transition to natural and be, embrace their curly hair. And it just got me thinking. I was like, maybe that's something that I want to do, And I even told my mom, that I was thinking about transitioning to natural or going natural, and she shared some pictures of me when I was younger, when I would have my curly hair. And I was just, I don't know, I just kept thinking, I was like, well, I wonder what that person would look like today with curly hair. And I don't know, just thinking more about that, I wanted to embark I wanted to embark going natural. I wanted to see what my curls look like. So I just kind of made the decision to, go natural and see how far I can take this thing. Overall, with, doing the keratin, because with the keratin, I would have to do it, I think it was like every 6 months. I don't know, it just, my hair grew, but it didn't look great. It really didn't look great. It was very limp. It had no movement, you know, and at the end of the day, I had to end up chopping my hair because of all the split ends. But again, you know, that was really my fault because I avoided trims like no others. So it was during mid 2016 where I was thinking more about going natural, and then, you know, just approaching that new year of 2017, I decided to embark in this journey. Now, when I decided to go natural, personally for me, you know, I didn't want to do something so drastic with chopping my hair off all at once. You know, I knew that it was something that I wanted to take my time. I wanted to do it at my own pace. I wanted to do things that made me comfortable because, you know, this was a big change for me. And, you know, when I started my natural hair journey, my hair was pretty long. So chopping it all the way, you know, at the beginning was not something that I felt comfortable with, which is the reason why I decided to transition. I did my research and I learned more about, you know, people that were transitioning to natural and how that journey looked like. And I felt really comfortable with that approach because it just meant that I could just take my time, and it would also give me the opportunity, as, you know, the new growth was coming in, I can learn more about, you know, my hair, what it needs, what products I really need to be using. And just overall, I was doing it at my own pace. And that was the most important thing. I really wasn't nervous about transitioning to natural. You know, I knew that it was a big, you know, change for me, but I wasn't nervous. I think overall, I was just really excited about this change. I was also in grad school when I decided to go natural. So I was just going through a lot of change during that time, but I wasn't nervous. You know, there was a level of excitement. There was a level of excitement that I felt. And, you know, to me, during that time, I was really, really committed to seeing this through. And, you know, when I'm determined, forget it, you cannot stop me. But I was really excited about just embracing this version of me. And I wanted to just, you know, do it the right way. I wanted to be consistent. I wanted to just make sure that overall, at the end of the day, you know, I was doing what I needed to do for my hair to thrive, because I knew that there was potential there. But I knew that it would require a lot of work. So again, you know, with transitioning, it just felt like the right approach for me. And that's why I decided to, you know, transition, take my time with it, rather than doing the big chop right away. I started transitioning to natural in February of 2017. That's when I really started my natural hair journey, and I decided to transition. Now, during that time, I originally said that I was going to go ahead and transition for about 2 years before I felt ready to do the big chop. You know, those were my initial thoughts, just because I didn't feel comfortable with doing the big chop right then and there. I was like, we can't do that. I was like, it's too fast. That's too fast for me. I got to take my time. So I decided to transition, and I transitioned for a year. And on my 1-year hair anniversary is when I decided to go ahead and do the big chop. When it came to doing the big chop, honestly, it was just a spur in the moment. I remember I had come home from work, and I was taking my hair out, you know, just to do my scalp massage and just prep for bed. And I don't know, I just looked at my hair and I was like, why am I still hanging on to these dead ends? And by that time, you know, you can really see my curls. And prior to doing, you know, my final big chops, throughout that year of transitioning, I did a couple of small, like, mini chops, just to, you know, slowly letting go of the dead ends. But once I hit my 1-year anniversary, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and chop this off. I'm ready to just have one texture. You know, dealing with that two texture was a challenge. I will say that it was a challenge. It was a hard year. It was a hard year, but, you know, throughout that year, I just tried to stay positive. I had a hair journal where, I was able to express my feelings and everything that I was going through that year, but I wanted to stay consistent. That was the main thing. I wanted to see this through. And even when I was transitioning to natural, throughout that year, I really kept things simple. I really didn't experiment with hairstyles, just because I knew that the phase that I was in my natural hair journey was temporary. And I was like, if I'm going to experiment with hairstyles, let me just wait until I'm fully natural. So during that year that I was transitioning, I kept it really simple. I just did buns. Buns was my to-go style. It was boring having the same hairstyle every single day, but I was focused on the bigger picture. And I was like, what? Let me just keep it simple, because I wanted a hairstyle that I was going to be able to take down, at the end of the day, to do my scalp massages, to moisturize it. I stayed consistent with washing on a weekly basis and just keeping it in a bun. Throughout the months that I was transitioning, as the new growth was coming in, my best friend encouraged me to buy curly clip-ins, and I used curly clip-ins to do high buns, and that was really great. And I would do high buns or low buns, but I just kept things simple. I thought that was the best approach for me. And it also gave me the opportunity to take my hair down, to moisturize and do my scalp massages. So that really worked out for me. When it comes to transitioning, it starts off great. It starts off great, but as the months go by and you're seeing the new growth coming in, which is very exciting. You're dealing with the two texture. What I learned in that year is that I needed to have patience with my hair, because, I was dealing with two textures. So, with dealing with the two textures, there was a high probability of dealing with breakage. So I had to be really mindful of that, especially when it came to detangling, which is, it's really the reason why till this day, I work in very small sections, not too small, but, I do work in small sections. I take my time. I don't rush through, my detangling process. And a lot of that has to do with how I used to manage my hair when I was transitioning. So I just try to, keep things simple. I try to be mindful of how I was dealing with my hair, because overall, I knew that if I would be too rough with my hair, especially when I was transitioning and stuff like that, I would be dealing with breakage, especially with the two texture. So I always try to be mindful about that. I would also say that when I was transitioning, I thought it was really fun to, experiment with products. I would say that I was a product junkie very early on. When I decided to start my natural hair journey, I went ahead and bought a bunch of products. I bought so much stuff. I still have so much stuff, but I actually use my stuff. I actually use my stuff. It's not as bad as it used to be a few years back, but I would say that I bought a lot of things that I really didn't need, but I think it was just overall the level of excitement that I was about, going natural. And I just felt like I needed to have all these things when in reality, you really didn't. So I would say to anybody that's transitioning, I would say, don't go crazy with buying so many products. This process, you're going to try things, some things are going to work out for you, some things are not, but you really don't want to go crazy with buying too many products, because, at the end of the day, some products you're going to have to either throw out or, give away because they don't work for your hair. So personally, for me, I loved that part of, my natural hair journey. I still love trying new stuff and experimenting, but, I have a better idea now, being 8 years in, of what's going to work for me or not. I can look at a product and look at the texture, especially if it's a gel or something like that, and I can tell immediately if it's going to work out for me or not. I know that transitioning, to natural, that period in your natural hair journey can, it can be challenging. It can be hard. I would say what kept me motivated, to be honest with you, it was the fact that I was just seeing the curls coming in. I was like, you can't deny that what I'm doing is like, it's working, So I don't know, when it came to wash day, I would be excited, especially seeing the curls, it still had, the dead ends, but you can see the curls, and I would be like, wow, if I just keep going, what is year 1 going to look like? Year 2, year 3? 3, year 4, and just thinking like that. I don't know. It kept me excited. It kept me motivated, and it kept me to just, to stay consistent and not really give up. So that's really what kept me going. I knew the potential. I knew that I could do it, and, I just followed through. While I was transitioning, I kept my hair in buns. That was usually my to-go hairstyle. I just thought that it worked the best for me. And after a year of transitioning, after I did the big chop, I was really excited about that next phase in my natural hair journey, because I was just really excited just to see my curls not having to deal with 2 textures. And it was a really, really cool experience. After I did the big chop, I really couldn't believe it. First of all, I couldn't believe that an entire year went by, because I just felt like it went by so fast. But to see my hair just the way God intended, I don't know, it was a really, really cool moment. And I hold that memory in my heart so dearly, because I was just so proud of myself. I was so proud that I was able to stay consistent and follow through with something that I really wanted to do. So it was really cool. And I loved my afro. It was so cute. It was so cute. I loved every minute of it. I really did. When it came to do my big chop, I really wasn't nervous about it, even though I told myself originally that I was going to wait 2 years before, I would do the big chop. But after a year, I don't know, I saw all the growth and I was like, you know what, I'm ready for this. So I really wasn't nervous. It's a feeling that you feel. And to me, that feeling, I felt ready. I felt ready to make this change and embrace my curls. So I really wasn't nervous about cutting the dead ends. I was just excited for the next phase. That's what I think about the most when I think about, when I did my big chop. I really wasn't nervous. I was just really, really excited. After I did my big chop, I learned, how your hair looks when it's wet is not what it's going to look like when it's dry. And I learned about shrinkage very early on after doing the big chop. But it was okay. It was things that I needed to get used to, but, I was very open-minded. So after I did the big chop, to me, I was like, okay, well, what hairstyle is going to be my to-go hairstyle? Because I still wanted to keep things simple. And right after I did the big chop, I wasn't all the way comfortable with wearing my hair out. It took some time, it was a change for me. So I also didn't want to be having my hair out all day, every day. So I went on YouTube and I saw somebody do a tutorial on doing a high puff. And I was like, ooh, I think that would look good on me. So after I did the big chop, I did a high puff just to see how that was going to look, and loved it. I was like, oh, this is going to be my style. So, after I did the big chop, I mainly wore my hair in 2018 in a high puff. That was like my to-go style. Like I would do a wash and go, wash it out, fluff it out, and then do a high puff. And that was my style throughout the week. And again, I love that approach because I was able to, take my hair down after work and, do my scalp massages and moisturize my hair. And I was already in that routine of doing, my scalp massages and moisturizing my hair throughout the week, because that's what I was doing when I was transitioning. So I just kind of kept in that, motion, and it didn't feel like, it wasn't new to me, because it's like I've already been doing this for a year. So I just kind of kept going with that, and I also stayed consistent with washing my hair. After doing the big chop, I experimented a lot more with products and, trying new gels and learning how to do wash and goes and stuff like that. But after the big chop, doing the high puff, that was like my to-go style. And I absolutely loved my high puff. It was so cute. When I look back at the last 8 years of my natural hair journey, and the things that I've learned that really, stick out, that has been important to my natural hair journey is, learning what my hair needs. And what I have learned is that my hair needs a schedule in regards to washing, keeping it moisturized, and doing low manipulation styles throughout the week, because I feel like those 3 approaches really has helped my hair thrive, which is why, I wash my hair consistently on a weekly basis. You know, not every 7 days. I usually like to do anywhere between 7 to 10 days, just kind of depending on my schedule. But there has to be some sort of consistency when it comes to washing my hair. I've learned over the years that if I extend wash day, which I have done in the past, you know, I've learned that when I do extend wash day, when wash day comes, you know, I'm going to be there for a minute because, you know, I kind of waited a little bit too long to wash my hair. So I have to be mindful of all the shed hair that has accumulated and, you know, the dryness, you know, the products that I have put throughout the week. You know, it's going to make wash day a little bit longer. So, you know, staying on a consistent basis has really, really been beneficial for my hair. I have low porosity hair. So because I have low porosity hair, you know, personally to me, especially because I can be heavy-handed with products, you know, I really gotta get all that gunk out from my scalp. So, you know, I really can't go 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks or even 3 weeks without washing my hair. You know, after 9 days, my scalp is gonna start itching. My scalp lets me know like, hey, it's time to wash. So with low porosity hair, I have to be mindful of that. You know, I like to, you know, do a balance of protein and moisture, especially with my deep conditioner. So, you know, I like to do a protein mask, usually once a month. That seems to work out for me. So 1 month doing a protein deep conditioner, and then the other 3 weeks, you know, it's a moisture one. And I feel like that's a really good balance for my hair. And again, my hair has been able to thrive. And, you know, once I learned once you learn what your hair needs and what it wants and overall what it needs to thrive, you want to stay consistent with that routine, because over time, you're going to really see the health of your hair just get better and better and better. So that's what I saw with my hair. So once I stuck with a routine and I was giving it what it needed and I saw that it was working, I just kept with it. I'm not a hairstyle person. I'm really not. I'm actually lazy if you think about it, because I like to keep things simple. You know, I think, you know, doing hairstyles, I think it's great, it's fun, but I don't really like to experiment with my hair. I really like to keep things as simple as possible. So I'm either wearing my hair out in a wash and go, or I love to do a nice ponytail. Or, you know, keep my hair in buns, or I'll do like a half up, half down. But that's pretty much all the hairstyles that I do, you know. It's just, you know, I've never been a hairstyle person, and especially at this length now, it's just too much. But I like to keep things simple. And the reason that I like to keep things simple is because I don't want to be over manipulating my hair too much. I feel like, you know, if I were to take that approach, my hair is not going to like it, and I'm going to deal with breakage, and it's too much. So, you know, my hair, it needs what it needs, but it also doesn't want me to do too much with it. So I'm very mindful of that. So, you know, buns are my to-go hairstyles, my favorite hairstyle, because I just feel like, again, it gives me the option to tuck my hair away, you know, especially when it needs to be tucked away. And also gives me the option to take my hair down and do my scalp massages and moisturize throughout the week. And I just really love that approach. I feel like, you know, I've been doing it for years and it's just been really working out for me. Overall, staying consistent with your hair journey is very, very important. I think staying consistent and being very disciplined is really the two things that is going to get you far in your natural journey. And I feel like that is what has gotten me far in my natural journey, because regardless of what I have going on, regardless of what's happening, you know, I make it a priority to take care of my hair. You know, I make it a priority to wash my hair on a consistent basis. Every time that I'm washing my hair, I'm deep conditioning. I do not skip deep conditioning for nothing. It's a must. And before I went natural, it's crazy to think that I didn't used to deep condition, because I really didn't see the benefit of it. But, you know, throughout the years, I have seen just how much my hair has thrived and just how important deep conditioning is. But yes, overall, you have to stay consistent with it. You know, I knew that this journey when I first started wasn't going to be something that, you know, in 3 weeks or 3 months, it was going to be this thing and my hair is going to be long. I knew that it was going to take a while, but, you know, I felt like I was, mentally just ready to make that kind of commitment to myself. And I really wanted to see this through. So to me, staying consistent it's a huge part of your natural hair journey. You have to be patient. You have to know that, it's going to take some time, but if you are consistent with it, and if you are disciplined with what you say you're going to do with your hair, you're going to see the outcome that you're looking for. It may take you longer, it may take you shorter, just depending on your hair, but overall you'll get there if you stay consistent. When it comes to straightening my hair, and I do get this question a lot, the last time I straightened my hair was back in January of 2017. So it's been over 8 years since I last straightened my hair. I remember that when I decided to start my natural hair journey, I gave my flat iron, I gave it away. I said, "You will never see me again." And honestly, I haven't straightened my hair since then. I don't have the desire whatsoever. I don't know. I am obsessed with my curly hair. I love how I look with my natural hair. I love the person that I see. It's just, I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with straightening your hair. I love that I have the option. I can wear it curly, I can wear it straight, I can color it, I can cut it, I can do so many things. But I don't know, just wearing my hair curly, I just feel more like myself. I feel more connected to myself. I don't know if that makes sense, but I love the person that I see in the mirror, and I just feel very connected to her. And I don't know, I love my curly hair. I love it. I know that it takes a lot of work. I know that it requires a lot of work, but honestly, I love the time and work that I put into my hair. I'm very proud of the work that I put into my hair, that's for sure. And I don't know, straightening my hair, I already know what I look like with straight hair. And, I wore my hair straight, the majority of my life. I didn't start my natural hair journey. I was in my mid 30s. I was in my mid 30s when I started my natural hair journey. So I already know what I look like with straight hair. And personally for me, I already know that if I were to straighten my hair, after straightening my hair, after a few hours, I'm gonna immediately wanna go back to my curly hair. So it's just, I don't have the desire for it. And I don't know, I really love my curly hair, and I just wanna continue to embrace that. I personally don't see myself straightening my hair anytime soon or ever. I just don't have the desire for it. I know that with curly hair, yes, it does require more work, but I honestly don't care. I love my hair, and embracing my hair is something that is just, it's a part of my identity now. It's really important to me. And yeah, that's just how I feel about it. I think it's great, to have the option to straighten your hair and wear your hair however you want. I think that's a beautiful thing. But personally for me, I love wearing my curly hair, and I just don't see myself straightening my hair ever again. I wanted to make this video because I just, I know that I have a lot of people here that have found me here on YouTube that are currently in their natural hair journey or currently transitioning. So I really wanted to come here and just offer some words of encouragement and provide you more insight in regards to my natural hair journey and pretty much what I have been through the last 8 years. I think it's really important to just, to emphasize the importance of consistency and staying disciplined in your journey, because, this has been a lot of work, but, it's been very much worth it. I'm happy that I decided to go natural. I wish I would have done it sooner, but, things happen the way they're supposed to happen, and I'm just grateful that I did. And, I hope that you're able to find that courage to continue to continue with your natural hair journey, because you deserve to have that for sure. I would say for anyone that's currently in the transitioning phase, I would say to just remain patient, trust the process. I know that it can be a struggle at the beginning, because it takes time and you're trying to figure things out. But all you can really do is just take it one day at a time, stay consistent with your routine, outline things if it's going to help you, stay committed to your journey, and just, see things through. what I did, you know, when I was transitioning, I did a lot of research. I spent a lot of time on YouTube. I spent a lot of time online, you know, figuring out what products I should be using, testing out products, documenting how my hair reacted to those products, and then decided if I wanted to move forward or not with the product. But overall, I would say to stay consistent. You have to remain consistent with your routine in order to see the results that you're looking for. But it's very much possible. It is going to take some time, but just focus on your own journey and what you have ahead, and know that you can do it for sure. I hope this video has been able to help you in some way, to keep you encouraged to keep going in your natural journey. I know it's a bit of a process, but just know that you definitely can do this, you know, and overall your future self is going to thank you for staying consistent and staying committed to something that's so important to you. So I just wanted to offer you some more insight in regards to my natural hair journey. If you do have any more questions, definitely put it down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you and provide you with more assistance. But yes, that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching it to the very end. As always, it is appreciated, and I will catch you in my next video. Thank you and take care. Bye.